A marriage torn by greed had to leave my wife and vanish. I vanished on a Tuesday morning, suitcase in hand, leaving behind a life that had turned into a gilded cage. No note, no dramatic scene, just gone. Hindsight is 2020, they say, and mine sharpened like a blade the moment I stepped into that airport haze. Looking back, it started small, too small to notice at first. We met in our late 20s, me grinding away at a tech startup, her fresh out of business school with stars in her eyes. Sarah was fire, sharp wit, that laugh that turned heads, curves that made suits in boardrooms forget their spreadsheets. I was the steady one coding late nights while she networked her way up. "You're right," she'd say when I'd push back on her wild spending sprees, "it's just temporary, temporary." That word became our mantra, a band-aid on a hemorrhaging wound. The wedding was lavish. My savings drained, her parents footing half because image matters. Red flag number one waving like a glitchy error code in my peripheral vision. But love blinds, doesn't it? I ignored it. We bought the house, my promotion funded the down payment, her commissions from vague consulting gigs covered the rest. Or so she said. Nights blurred into routines, me building apps that scaled to 7 figures, her at galas rubbing elbows with venture capitalists. Networking, she'd call it, slipping into sequins that cost more than my monthly rent once upon a time. Subtle disrespect crept in like malware, slow and insidious. Dinner conversations, I'd share code breakthroughs, algorithms humming like symphonies in my head. She'd nod, eyes on her phone, scrolling Zillow for upgrades. "Babe, this place is cute, but imagine ocean views." Cute, our home, the one I'd poured sweat into fixing, leaky roofs patched by my hands, walls painted after 80-hour weeks. Death by 1,000 cuts. A backhanded compliment here, "You're so good with numbers, not like those creative types I meet." There, punchy, dismissive, I'd laugh it off. "You're right, keep the flair coming." Sacrifices piled up, one-sided as a rigged poker game. I turned down a Silicon Valley offer, stock options that could have minted us millionaires overnight. Why? Family time, she insisted, her family, trips to their vineyard estate, me playing chauffeur while she schmoozed for partnerships. My mom called once, voice cracking over the line, "When are you visiting, son?" I promised soon, just temporary. But her needs always trumped. Birthdays skipped because client dinner. My startup hit a milestone, press in TechCrunch. She posted about her yoga retreat instead. Irony, thick as fog. I sat with that, staring at the ceiling fan, whirring like a judgmental eye. Flashback to year 3. The first big fight, I'd found bank statements, hers, buried in a drawer like digital contraband, withdrawals to offshore accounts. "Investments," she purred, batting lashes. "Trust me, it'll double." I did, fool. We remodeled the kitchen, marble counters gleaming like fool's gold. My bonus check vanished into it. Then her side hustle app launched. Sounded legit, a platform matching influencers with brands. I coded the backend for free, nights bleeding into dawn. Launch day. "Crickets, market timing," she shrugged. But whispers from her circle reached me, funds siphoned, investors ghosted. Red flag 2, no 3, a parade of them ignored because loyalty's a hell of a drug. Self-respect, that whisper stayed silent. Pacing picked up around year 5. Money tightened like a noose. My company acquired, payout fat enough for early retirement. I handed it over. Joint account, we agreed, nest egg for the future. Kids maybe, travel, but statements showed transfers, her name only to shell companies with names like Paradise Ventures. Paradise, more like a mirage. She'd come home reeking of champagne, heels clicking on our hardwood. I'd sanded myself. "Big win tonight," she'd boast, dangling a designer bag. Vivid image, her silhouette against the fridge light, rifling for midnight snacks while I tallied spreadsheets in the dark. Rhetorical question, how blind do you stay before the light burns? The disrespect metastasized, friends noticed. "Dude, she's bleeding you dry," my buddy Mark texted after seeing her new Porsche leased on my credit. Naturally, I defended her, always one-sided sacrifices. I'd skip my sister's wedding to cover her business trip to Monaco. Flashback, plane tickets for 2, but she flew first class, me coach. "Points hack," she giggled. I sat with that on the red eye, turbulence mirroring the knot in my gut. Then the climax, slow burn to inferno. I hired a Pi discreet cash app transfer. Reports landed like bombs, embezzlement from her app's investors, my code unwittingly propping up the fraud. Millions, our nest egg, funneled into crypto scams and offshore villas under her maiden name. Confrontation brewed. I waited, calm as a server rebooting after crash. It hit fast, dinner, steak sizzling, her yapping about a Hamptons invite. I slid the folder across the table. Pages thick with betrayal, wire transfers, fake LLCs, emails plotting her solo exit. Her face, priceless. Fork clattered, silence the silence. It roared. "You're right," I said first, voice steady as fiber optic cable. "It was just temporary, your greed, I mean." She sputtered, "This is insane, you're paranoid." Hindsight 2020. I leaned back, detached now, watching her scramble like a buggy script in panic mode. Death by 1,000 cuts ends tonight, I'm out. No yelling, no tears, mic drop dignity. I'd already frozen accounts, transferred what was legally mine to untraceable wallets, tech savvy pays off. Lawyer prepped, divorce papers en route via drone if needed. Revenge, quiet, the silence was my weapon. She lunged for explanations, but I stood, grabbed my keys. Looking back, I built empires for you to plunder. Self-respect over loyalty, Sarah, always. Door click shut, fast exit, heart pounding like overclocked RAM but free. Vanishing was empowerment's quiet thunder. New city, new name courtesy of blockchain anonymity, burned bridges, nav vaporized them. Startup 2.0 thrives now, AI ethics platform, irony not lost, no more sacrifices for ghosts. Friends, real ones emerged, no gilded illusions. Triumphant closure tastes like black coffee at dawn, bitter then invigorating. I sat with the wreckage, reflected on red flags flapping like warning pop-ups I swatted away. Contrast hits hard, then the giver drained dry, now the architect rebuilding solo. Rhetorical rap, was it greed that tore us or my blindness? Both, but I chose me, vanished into a life unchained, greed-proof. You're right, past self, time to log out.